to the Jeremy Hill Show. I have a reaction video. I only report on real things, only with facts. So what I'm going to do is show you a story actually, about a woman who became jealous of her boyfriend seeing someone else and then burnt down the house where his mother stayed and other family members stayed because she was mad at him because of that. But before she burnt his family up, she sent him a text saying, "I wonder how your mama gonna feel when she's cooking in the fire." Cold-blooded, Jack. So let me go ahead and put this up here for you so you can see for yourself. Listen.
On the night of September 3rd, 2020, 21-year-old Abiana Williams would make a life-altering decision that would change her life forever. Abiana, who had been in a long-term relationship with a guy whose first name remains unknown, accused him of cheating with a 16-year-old female from Detroit. Following a several-hour heated argument, her boyfriend reached his breaking point and hung up on her. This caused Abiana to absolutely lose it. She started calling him back-to-back, non-stop for several minutes, but despite her persistent calls, her boyfriend refused to answer. This prompted Abiana to resort to making threats through text messages. At first, she tells him she was going to throw a rock through his mother's window, but when that didn't get the reaction she wanted out of him, she escalated her threats by texting,
"I'm outside your mom's house. I hope your mom likes being burned alive."
Although
Okay, if that isn't a major flag of a psychotic person or a sociopathic person, I don't know what is. If a woman or man ever threatens your family, your mother, father, cousin, brother, if she threatened the life of those people, I'm calling police for one, just in case, so I can have something written on paper, some type of documentation showing that she threatened my family and myself. So in case she do come and I have to delete her, I will have that to help me in court, so they won't think that I'm just trying to delete people and it was uncalled for. You get what I'm saying? And think about the cruelty of how she's describing how his mother is gonna die in a fire. That's sad, man.
"I'm outside your mom's house. I hope your mom likes being burned alive."
Although in the past, Abiana had made several threats towards him and his family, but majority of the time, nothing would happen, so her boyfriend didn't take her seriously. Later that evening, around 11 p.m., Abiana tells her friend to drop her off around the block close to where her boyfriend's mother lived. At approximately 11:10 p.m., Abiana paced up and down the street where her boyfriend's mother lived, desperately seeking a way to get the attention she wanted from her boyfriend. So as she was passing by his
This is a real stalker. She got dropped off by his people's house, started walking up and down the street. No destination, just started walking up and down the street, thinking about what she's gonna do to this man's mother and family. Just walking up and down it. Now there's all kinds of red flags there I'm sure that he's seen. And he did, because this gentleman who's narrated this thing, he said that is not the first time, that she's done this several times, threatened this man's family life, and he stayed with her. He is a sucker too. He's responsible for this too. He may not want to hear that, but you're responsible for the deaths of your family members too, because you should have ended this a long time ago, Jack.
mother's house, she picked up a rock and hurled it through the window and took off down the road. As she got further on down the road, she encountered a group of people standing outside, so she approached one of them and asked if she could borrow one of their lighters. Without fully understanding her intentions, the neighbor handed her his lighter and told her just to keep it. With the lighter in hand, Abiana hurried toward her boyfriend's mother's residence. Upon arrival, she crept around the house to an area with no lights and set the house on fire. The neighbors, who were outside the whole time, noticed that there was smoke coming from the neighbor's house, so they immediately
It's impulsive, because I believe she wanted to hurt. Not like she already snapped, but I think something else snapped in her. She said, I'm gonna go ahead and do this thing, and start looking for a lighter. You get what I'm saying? So this is crazy, man. It's a horrible situation.
directed them to that area. Upon their arrival, firefighters pulled up to a small, one-story home that was engulfed in flames. The firefighters tried their best to get inside the house, but with the fire spewing out of the front and side windows, there wasn't much they could do. Once the flames had subsided, the firefighters walked into the burned-down house and discovered the bodies of 3 deceased victims, a 53-year-old woman, Melissa Weston, and her 2 grandsons. Now at first,
A triple homicide, man. A 53-year-old woman and 2 innocent children who had nothing to do with their relationship. She was willing to take everyone's life because she was mad at him for seeing somebody else. Why did you take their lives? Well, I mean, you shouldn't take nobody's life, but why didn't you take it out on the person that you have the beef with? Why you had to go do this to innocent children and his mother? That don't make. You see how cold-hearted some of these women are, man?
Walked into the burned down house and discovered the bodies of 3 deceased victims, a 53-year-old woman, Melissa Weston, and her 2 grandsons. Now at first, officials believed that the fire was accidental, but while investigators were on the scene, a witness came over and gave a statement that led them to begin an arson investigation. After receiving this tip, police were able to check the surveillance footage from one of the neighbors' home, and it picked up the sound of glass breaking at 11:24 p.m., and in the same video, Abiana was seen walking back and forth on Elizabeth Street between 11:25 p.m. and 11:38 p.m. As the investigation continued, the police brought Abiana in for questioning, and she denied setting fire to the house and stated,
"This is a arsonist, a young lady who lost her mind." See, let me tell you something, man. Gentlemen, coochie is not everything, man. You got to stop ignoring the red flags when you see them in a woman, man, because they might take out someone you love and care about. This woman is emotional. You have to start vetting. Gentlemen, vet these women better than what you're doing. Stop getting caught up in beauties and their butts and their breasts, how pretty they are, how good they are in bed, how they do that thing that you like them to do. That stuff don't mean nothing, man. When the mind is unstable, when the heart is unsettled, you get a woman like this, man. Now, if she didn't get caught, there's no telling who else she would have took out behind you. There's no telling how many other people she would have ended simply because she's trying to get back at you. She didn't want to touch him because she still loved that man in a sick, twisted, toxic way. So she didn't want to remove him. If she removed him, then she was probably the kind of woman that would end her own life too after she deleted his. You get what I'm saying? Gentlemen, please be more careful about who you choosing to be with, man.
8 p.m. As the investigation continued, the police brought Abiana in for questioning, and she denied setting fire to the house and stated she wasn't even in the area when that happened. Her mother, Dreet Blackman, also believed her daughter was innocent. She stated Abiana is autistic and suffers from multiple emotional disorders, but she is not violent, and a lie detector test would prove it. Although Abiana and her mother claimed she was innocent, with the insurmountable evidence they had against her, she was held in jail without bond until her court date. During her trial, Abiana maintained her innocence, stating,
"I am sorry 3 people died, but I was not the one who killed them. If I had have been there on that night, I would have jumped in those flames without a second thought."
Despite her claims, the friend that she was riding with told police she had dropped Abiana off at the scene on September 3rd, and while they were driving, she overheard her tell someone, "I hope your mama likes burning alive." Then, on top of that horrible testimony, William's boyfriend was later seen after the fire with the same distinctive lighter. Mariah Weston, the mother of Aston and Jesse, said she feels hurt, broken.
I want you to think about this. I want you to really think about this. They found her boyfriend later, the one that she was upset with, the one that she was so mad about that she ended the lives of these people. She gave him the same lighter that she used to take out his family. Talk about evil.
Mariah Weston, the mother of Aston and Jesse, said she feels hurt, broken, and empty. Her boys never even knew Abiana, but were forced to suffer from her jealous wrath. At the sentencing hearing on Wednesday, it took less than 2 hours of deliberation to find Abiana Williams guilty of 3 counts of first-degree murder and 3 counts of arson. The Ingham County judge handed Abiana a life-term sentence in prison without the possibility of parole for the burn.
She got life in prison without the possibility of parole. That's where she need to be. I'm surprised they didn't give her the the death penalty for that, because that's a triple homicide. And then you have children involved that you took out, man. That's terrible. That's really, really terrible to me. Well, you let me know what you think about this, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, what I was gonna say, oh yeah, my software's starting to work now a little bit better. But back to the subject again right quick. Can you believe the mindsets of some of these women? A woman that is so evil, so vindictive that she said, okay, I'm going to end the lives of innocent people. People that I have no beef with, all because a man is cheating on me, because a Pookie is cheating on me. What would you do, ladies and gentlemen? What would you do if you was her? Would you just leave the relationship? Because that would be the best thing, wouldn't it? That's what I would think. Well, anyway, tell me what you think.
Say that you've changed.